future. We call that another attitude about the same job. Now, why would one person have one attitude, another person have another attitude? We call that mysteries of the mind. Right? I don't know. Everybody has to choose for themselves. Everybody has to decide by education. Now, if you didn't know what the consequences were going to be, it could be very easy to choose the wrong attitude and not discipline yourself to the right attitude. So a big portion of our life is affected by how we feel. Let me give you just a quick list about the feelings that affect our lives. Number one, it's how you feel about the past. Boy, it's easy to carry the past as a burden instead of as a school. It's easy to let the past overwhelm you instead of let the past instruct you. How to feel about the past hurts and the past losses and the past difficulties and the times you failed and the times it didn't work, the accumulation of all of that. How you feel about that is going to greatly affect your future in your life. One of the major things that affects your life is how you feel about the future. Our life is affected by two major things. One is price and the other is promise. And it's not that easy to pay the price if you can't see the promise. I think kids are having problems these days trying to pay the price because they can't see the promise. But all of us wouldn't mind paying the price if we could have a clear view of tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. If we had the high assurance with great probability of how it's going to work out, do you think we would hesitate to pay? The answer is no. But everybody hesitates to pay if the future isn't clear. So to help the kids these days, we got to do two things. Help them to see the promise and help them pay the price. But we can pay if we can see. My karate instructor said, Mr. Rohn, you cannot believe the incredible feeling of walking down any city street unafraid. I said, let's get on with the classes, right? Hey, I will sweat. I will put myself through the paces, right? What would we do for an extraordinary promise? Answer, the most unbelievable things. Would you crack the books? Would you burn the midnight oil? Would you engage in the extra thoughts and the extra disciplines if the promise was adequate? And the answer is, of course. But who wants to read? Who wants to burn the midnight oil? Who wants to put themselves through the paces if the promise isn't clear? Important, price and promise. Here's number three. It's how you feel about each other. It's so important. Attitude about society, country, state and city, community, family, enterprise, office, company, corporation, division. It's so important to have a unique understanding about other human beings and what makes a good life, what constitutes a good life. How you feel about each other. I've got a good phrase for you. You can't succeed by yourself. So to have a unique, refined sense of appreciation for each other is prerequisite. It takes each other to build a society. It takes all of us to build a country, to build a nation. It takes all of us to build a community. Key phrase, you can't succeed by yourself. I gave a speech not long ago to the Rotary Club of Culver City, California, and I was unusually affected by the Pledge of Allegiance that day. Big, strong voices. It's a big, strong club. And it was going through my mind the next few days, the Pledge of Allegiance. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, what an important key document, right? The Pledge of Allegiance. And so I started writing, and I wrote a discourse on the Pledge of Allegiance. I took each key word and did a little summary for our Tape of the Month Club. Wow, the Pledge of Allegiance is unique. It starts with I and ends with all. The pledge starts with I and ends with all. It takes all of us to make any one of us successful. And a unique, refined appreciation of the all of us is what makes the I of us do much better. That appreciation of society. It takes all of us to make a market. We need each other's ideas and inspiration. And once you have that sense of appreciation of the all of us, now you and your place and your possibilities and your opportunities now start to really soar when you understand how important it is within the framework of the all of us. So you can't succeed by yourself. It's hard to find a rich hermit. Right? Now here's the big biggie. It's how you feel about yourself. That's major. Understanding self-worth is the beginning of progress. How valuable are you? What could you do if you had all the skills? If you took the extra classes and burned the midnight oil, what could you do? What true value could you become? That is one of the better exercises. What could I become in terms of value? What could I really do in the marketplace, in enterprise, family, home, love, experience, marriage, friendship? How valuable could I become? Am I valuable enough to work on what all is still not functioning in my life to full capacity? If I'm operating at 20%, what could I possibly do with the other 80%? And do I have it in knowledge and worth and value and experience? Once you start understanding this part of you, understanding how valuable you are, it is a whole new experience, understanding self-worth. So attitude plays a big, major part in how our life works out. The diseases of attitude. It's never that pleasant to talk about the negative, but we got to talk about it because life is part negative. These attitude diseases are like weeds that grow in the garden. It's a normal part of life. Here's a good phrase to note. Negative is normal. It's not successful, but it's normal. It's part of life. And here's the next key, in my opinion. You must learn to handle the negative. Don't ignore it. Handle it. Now, I know some people teach the other way. And listen to them, and listen to me, and then make up your own mind. Right? Don't be a follower, be a student. But I say you got to handle the negative. You don't have to live in it, you don't have to dwell on it, but you do have to handle it, my opinion. I know some people teach, just turn your head real quick and say, there's no weeds, there's no weeds, there's no weeds. They'll take your garden. So you've got to handle the negative. Here's what part of it is. It's called the Great War Between Good and Evil. Mr. Reynolds and I are working on a new book this year called The Great War Between Good and Evil. And there is a war on. The minute you were born, you got involved in the war between good and evil, between darkness and light, between negative and positive, between evil and good, between tyranny and democracy, between weeds and human activity. I mean, the war is on. If democracy sleeps, guess who never sleeps? Tyranny. In the absence of light, guess what's automatic? Darkness. If good does not arouse itself and become active, guess what moves in? Evil. It's a war. A mental war, a physical war, a financial war, between enterprise and ease, between accomplishment and failure. It's a war. That's why there's an Old Testament phrase that gives the best advice for human activity when it says, 6 days labor, 1 day rest. Now, I'm sure we've taken that to mean, don't work all 7 days, take one off. Here's what it also means, only take one off. Or you're liable to lose the war. Now, we've got it down to 5 and 2, and maybe that's not too dangerous. I don't know. If God would have thought of 5 and 2, he might have made it 5 and 2. I don't know. You can't think of everything. But here's what it does mean. Enterprise is better than ease. If you rest too long, the jungle overtakes the village. Now, here's the good news about the war between good and evil. Evil is no match for good, but good must be active. Weeds are no match for human activity, but if you stand still, how far in will they come? All the way. They'll grow right up around your shoes. But if you get busy, how far back can you take them? As far as you wish. They're no match, but you must be active. That's why the 6 and 1. Make sure you're not losing the war by taking off too much. Guess what the average years are after retirement? 6.
6, which means don't retire. Your chances are too slim. Okay. The war between good and evil, the weeds. You got to make sure you recognize the negative, handle it, deal with it, and then go on. Let's make a list of the diseases of attitude that can wreck all your chances to do well. One of the words that destroys everything is called neglect. Neglect. And I found this out. A week of neglect could cost you a year of repair. It isn't worth it. So what to be on the lookout for? Here's the list. If you were making it, you'd have the same list I've got. Right? We're not covering anything new tonight. This is a reminding session, not a teaching session. But it doesn't hurt to go over it again. Here's the list. Attitude diseases. Number 1 is indifference. The shrug of the shoulder. The guy's not even concerned. He's just drifting. This is called the mild approach to life. A disease known as mildness. The guy says, well, I can't see getting all that worked up. Well, to be any kind of winner, you gotta get worked up. There's one problem with drift. You cannot drift to the top of the mountain. And the good Lord said in the closing chapters of the Bible, here's the best way to live, one way or the other. That's best. Hot or what's next best? Cold is next best to hot. Not the half-baked middle, lukewarm, not too hot, not too cold. What a sad way to live. I think what it means is pick a direction and go with everything you got. Just pick one and go. Somebody says, yeah, but what if it's the wrong direction? You'll find out quicker. It won't take you 25 years to wake up and say, oh no, I've been walking the wrong road. I told my staff the other day, next best to prosperity is adversity. If one doesn't get you, pray for the other. We all do better from one of two reasons, inspiration or desperation. And I don't wish anything bad on you tonight, but if you're not inspired, I hope a wagon comes down your rut. Whatever it takes to get you to try harder, read more, set your goals, and go for it. Somebody asked me one time, what quality would I pick if I wanted to work with somebody? And you know what I picked first? Number 1, strong feeling. Please, number 1, give me somebody that feels strong. About most anything, I don't even care. Just so they believe it. Even if they disagree with me. Wonderful. Just so they disagree vigorously. I'm not saying it's easy to win those kind of people to your point of view, but I'd rather do that than to try to resurrect people from the dead. Pump them up every month, pump them up, pump them up. I pass. The good Lord needs a leader for the early Christians. Remember the early days of the Christians? Not like today. If you were to stand up in the early days and say, I'm a Christian, cut off your head, toss you and your wife in jail, let you rot. I mean, those were ugly days. Being a Christian back then was not called socially acceptable. They didn't have 125,000 in the Los Angeles Coliseum to hear Billy Graham on a Sunday afternoon. Not back in those days. Back in those days when the Christians got in the Coliseum, it was a different story, right? I mean, the word was, stay out of the Coliseum, especially on Sunday. Last Sunday was Lions 33, Christians nothing. See, those were mean, tough struggle days for the Christians. Now, when the days are mean and tough and struggling, you got to have some kind of leader. Do you know who the good Lord picked for the leader when the days were mean and ugly? Saul. From Tarsus. That's who he picked, Saul. I'll tell you what, I would have picked him. You would have picked him. Anybody would have picked Saul. Saul was one of those incredible guys. Once he got into something, look out. Everybody in the community knew what Saul was in. Because whatever he joined, he'd flip all the switches, open up all the dials, turn on all the faucets, and go like mad. He was known as All-Out Saul. I mean, he was something else. Now, at first, it wasn't working out well. Saul hated Christians, which makes a poor leader, right? I mean, that won't work. Saul got this bug somewhere about the Christians. He got to hating Christians. And he hated them so bad, every time somebody would say Christian, he'd fly into a rage. And I guess he decided one day, it was his mission in life to get rid of all the Christians. He was Saul anyhow, could do most anything he wanted to. So he got him these letters of authority to go around to the various communities and hunt down the Christians. They said, do whatever you want to with them, Saul, they're unpopular anyhow. Drag them in the streets, whip them, stone them, torture them, kill them. You mention the name Saul from Tarsus to the early Christians, I'll tell you what they would do. They would run, hide, lock the doors, leave town, dive underground. I've been in the catacombs of Rome where they hid. He was mean. I mean, terribly mean. But remember the story? One day Saul's making it for Damascus. Heard about some new Christians, flies into a rage, takes off for Damascus. And the story said he was angry. There's a little sentence in the story that says, on his way to Damascus, he was breathing out threatenings and slaughter, which meant he felt rather strong about the idea, right? That's strong, that's strong. But on this journey, right, according to the story, as Saul was making his way to Damascus, the good Lord looks down out of heaven and says, there's my man, Saul. He's got to be something else. And according to the story, this great light shines out of heaven, knocks him flat, right off his horse, grinds his face in the dirt, and blinds him for 3 days. The good Lord using recruiting tools we can't use, but when you're Lord, right? To make a long story short, Saul from Tarsus becomes converted to Christianity. He becomes Paul, the great leader, the apostle. And without a doubt, the good Lord got him a dandy. One he didn't have to pump up every month. In one of his later writings, he said, the things I once hated, I now love. The things I once loved, I now hate. See, that's strong. Here's the key to the good life. Learn to put everything you've got into everything you do. Whatever you are doing, pour it on. It will quickly open up into opportunity or quickly disclose to you that you ought to be doing something else. The delusion is, if I had a better job, I'd really pour it on. See, that's delusion. Wherever you are, pour it on. Don't give somebody half a job for a day's pay. Pour it on. See, that'll help change your life. Get rid of this disease. Here's the next attitude disease, indecision. Mental paralysis. The guy can't make up his mind and it becomes a disease. Pretty soon he knows he's got it. The guy says, well, I know I'm on the fence. But he says, what if I get off on the wrong side? Listen, after a while it doesn't matter. Just get off. Any side will do. A life full of adventure is a life full of many decisions. The ones that turn out to be wrong give you better experience to make better decisions. So don't see how many decisions you can get out of, see how many you can get into. That's where the adventure is. So shake off this disease, indecision. The next one is doubt. Doubt's like a plague, and one of the worst is self-doubt. There are many, but that's one of the worst. The guy doubts himself, doubts if it'll last that long for him, doubts if he can do that well, doubts if he can make that much, doubts if he can accomplish all that. A chronic, excellent self-doubter. You can imagine what damage that does to your future. So here's the key. Turn this coin over and become a believer. And there's many things to believe in. One of the majors is yourself. The understanding of self-worth is the beginning of progress. Now, if those three don't get you, this one will. Worry. That's a devastating disease. Worry. Worry causes health problems, social problems, personal problems, family problems. It's devastating. Worry long enough, it'll drop you to your knees. could reduce you to begging. I know how bad this one is. I used to have it bad. I used to be known as a super worrier. Not a super warrior. No, super worrier. My family wished I'd have been a warrior. I got those years to make up for. But I'll tell you what. My advice to you is do what I finally did on worry. Give it up. Who needs it? I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's worth it. It took me almost 1 year to kick the worry habit, and it was not an easy year. It was one of the toughest years I ever spent, but I finally got that monkey off my back. And I discovered you could live the most incredible life free of worry. Not free of challenge, not free of difficulty, free of worry. I learned how to do it, and you can. Here's the next attitude disease. Overcaution. Some people never will have much. They're too cautious. Now, you can also be too reckless, but you can also be too cautious. This is called the timid approach to life. And my caution was always the risk. Risk used to drive me right up the wall. I used to say, what if this happens? It's called the language of the poor. What if this happens? And on top of that, if this was to happen, look at the fix I'd be in. I better not try. I could always ace myself out. Then I'll tell you what changed my whole life when I finally discovered it's all risky. The minute you were born, it got risky. If you think trying is risky, wait till they hand you the bill for not trying. If you think investing is risky, wait till you get the tab for not investing. See, it's all risky. Getting married is risky. Having children is risky. Going into business is risky. Investing your money is risky. It's all risky. I'll tell you how risky life is. You're not going to get out alive. That's risky. The Englishman says, well, if that's the way it's going to work out, let's give it a go. Right, that's what it's for. Give it a go. Somebody says, yeah, but I'm looking for safety and security. Fine, then huddle in a corner. We'll cover you with a sheet, bring you 3 meals a day. And we'll protect you, feed you, look after you, care for you. We won't let anything happen to you, and you'll probably live to be 100. The guy said, well, yeah, I'd live to be 100. But what a way to live. Right. What a way to live, safe and secure. Don't ask for security. Ask for adventure. Better to live 30 years full of adventure than 100 years safe in the corner. And see, it's not important how long you live. What's important is how you live. Here's the next attitude disease. We're almost through with this motley list. In fact, we're almost through. Hang on. The next one is pessimism. Pessimism, the deadly disease of always looking on the bad side, the problem side, the difficult side, checking all the reasons why it can't be done. The poor pessimist leads an ugly life. He doesn't try to figure out what's right. He tries to figure out what's wrong. He doesn't look for virtue. He looks for faults. And when he finds them, he's delighted. How ugly. This is the poor guy who looks through the window, doesn't see the sunset. He sees the specks on the window. And this is the poor guy, right, who rushes up, takes such leave of his senses. This guy rushes up and he says, I've got 5 good reasons why it won't work. He's so dumb he doesn't know all he needs 1. He's got 5. To the pessimist, the glass is always half empty. To the optimist, the glass is half full. Why would the same measure affect people 2 different ways? Answer, it all depends on how you look at it. Our lives are mostly affected by the way we think things are, not the way they are. The way we think they are affects us most. There's a subject we don't have time to get into tonight called better thinking habits. One of the major things Shoaff taught me when I met him, he said, poor thinking habits keeps most people poor. Not poor working habits. Most people work hard, but they don't think hard. And Shoaff taught me that the mind is like a factory, a mental factory. And whatever you think about all day long pours ingredients into this mental factory. And that's what builds the economic, social, financial fabric of your life. He quoted me a Bible phrase that says, as you think, so you become. How awesome. When he talked about poor thinking habits, he had me. I used to start the day reading the morning newspaper. I mean, you can believe that or not. I'd get a cup of coffee and read the paper. I'd load up on wars and riots and murders and stabbings and killings and bank robberies and muggings and car wrecks and tragedies. I'd even read the back pages. I seem to like that stuff for some weird reason. I'd load up on all that, and then I'd start the day. You can imagine the kind of days I used to have. You walk around on your financial knees. They call you economic peewee. The guy says, I want to be a great leader. Wonderful. The first thing we do is follow him to his house. When we get there, we walk in and check his library, number one. Somebody says, well, why check his library? The reason is because what a man reads pours massive ingredients into his mental factory, and the fabric of his life is built from those ingredients. You would not believe what some people have got in their house to read. You would not believe. One of the best dressed up words I know for a lot of it is trash. Can you imagine dumping a barrel of trash into this mental factory every day and coming out with a rich, dynamic, positive life? It can't be done. You might as well try making a cake with cement. The kids back in Danbury, Connecticut, high school, they're asking me questions one day. I'm talking to the kids. Kids got good questions these days. One of them said to me, Mr. Rohn, how do you build the good life? I said, it's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. Here's how you build anything. Select the right ingredients, keep out the wrong ingredients, and it starts with thought. Everything starts with thought. So you must be wise and careful what you think about, because that starts everything. You got to be wise and careful. I asked the kids, what would happen if somebody dropped sugar in my coffee? They said, well, you'd be okay. I said, what if somebody dropped strychnine in my coffee? They said, well, you'd be dead. I said, correct. Lesson one, life is both sugar and strychnine. You gotta be careful. I said, what if my worst enemy drops in the sugar? They said, will you be okay? I said, what if my best friend, even by accident, drops in the strychnine? They said, well, you'd be dead. I said, correct. Lesson two, watch your coffee. You got to be careful. See, it doesn't matter who hands you the bad stuff. It doesn't matter where you get the bad stuff. It'll still do its damage on your bank account, wherever you get it. Mr. Shoaff gave me one of the greatest phrases when I first met him when he said, Jim, every day stand guard at the door of your mind. How important. Stand guard at the door of your mind. And you decide what goes into your mental factory. Don't let anybody just dump anything they want to in your mental factory, because you've got to live with the results. Okay, here's the last disease, and we're through with this list. In fact, we're almost through. Hang on. The last subject is very brief. The last disease, but this one is deadly. Engage in this one, indulge in it even slightly, and you might as well forget the future because it's going to forget you. Complaining, crying, whining, griping. A Bible word called murmuring. See, that'll ace your future. Spend 5 minutes complaining, and you have wasted 5. And you may have begun what's known as economic cancer of the bone. Surely they will soon haul you off into a financial desert and there let you choke on the dust of your own regret. I hope I said that well, so you won't forget. It's a deadly disease. If you don't think it's bad, ask the children of Israel of Old Testament fame. Typical of us all, their story just happened to get in the book. Story says, children of Israel were slaves. God performed a series of dazzling miracles and got them out. And now they're heading for the promised land. Remember the story? Heading for the promised land. Tragedy of the story, they never got there. Reason. From day one, they started to complain. They griped about the water. They griped about the weather. They whined and cried and griped about the food. They griped about the leadership. They whined and cried because it was too far, too cold, too hot, too difficult, too miserable. I mean, they whined and cried for years. Finally, God said, I've had it, trip canceled. Or something like that. The story says they died in the desert, never got to the promised land. Which I think means 2 things. Indulge in this long enough, you get your future canceled. And I guess it also means even God himself can only take so much. Okay. Just be on the lookout of the things that can destroy all the good you start. The war is on. And this evening, tomorrow, mentally, personally, socially, economically, you got to make sure you're winning the war. And this is part of it.
Attitude. Attitude's how
Dips, Dipster, Zero, Badam, Stephanie, TR, Vinny, TK, MB, Team MJ, Phoenix, Wolfman, The Samurai, Martin, Pip Extractor, TQ, Alashkami, Khadija, George, Dreamer, Napoleon, T-Bone, Phoenix, T-Dog, Patter Gang, Rain, Jazz Fran. Hey, I double dipped you this time. Better be happy. Hands, Digital Eye, Kevin Anthony Swore, Dom, Sergeant Pipper, Mr. Panama, CM, Jamie, Iceberg, Darvin, Ashkami, Tiger, Harry, Fred, The Dentist, BT, Stu, SM, Shaheen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Here on this beautiful Tuesday, November 20. Holiday in Brazil. 10 minutes global dairy trade price index for New Zealand. All right, so that's nothing to worry about because we don't have much going on here. 25 minutes, we got India with a number coming out. 25 minutes also is something in Germany. German Buba president Weidmann speaks. Okay, so a speaker. All right, so that's it, guys. There's really not much going on as far as news is concerned. But we have a big, big announcement. We have the Jazz Fran, the almighty Jazz Fran, will be with you shortly. Jazz, you ready? You want to take this on right now? Here's the link, Fred. Here, let me take care of Fred. Yeah? All right. here we go. Let's get the show on the road. All right, let me find them. The jazz friend. Guys, listen. Before we get started, let me give you this once more time. You know, this is the best way to do it. If you want to record, and you should record this session, there's a software right here for free, right here. Okay? So if you could record them, okay, it's a smart thing to do. All right, so here we go. Okay. All right, guys, without further ado, I'm giving you the Jazz Fran MT. The almighty Jazz Fran is all yours. Have fun, mate. Have fun.
Thanks, OT. Hi, guys. Can you hear me okay? Is the volume all right, yeah? Martin, you all right, pal? Yes, it's okay, right? Volume's okay, right? Okay. All right. Kev Anthony, SGT, anybody else who was looking at that UCAD, right? You picked that up perfect, mate, when you dropped that in, Sergeant Pipper. Right. The last few times we've been caught out when we're outside is when there's been a daily, right? I'm going to give you an example of Friday. Do you remember the EU on Friday that had a daily up, but it had a 1 hour super down? Do you all remember that? Yeah. Right. Well, that 1 hour super took the EU down for an hour and a half. Okay. For 17 pips. 17 pips in an hour and a half. Is that worth the risk? You know, so you see these dailies again, guys. Don't touch them. Don't go against them until you get something really big, like 1 and 4s, maybe a 4 hour blue. Wait for that to appear before you consider taking them, because it's really, really risky. And you can see quite clearly there. I'll just highlight it for you what happened. Oops. Just give me a sec, guys. Oh. Right, just let MT sort that out, guys. Okay, so you with me? You can see what happened. There, look at that. Oh, come on. Give me a sec, guys. I've not got my stuff together yet. Right, there, look at this. That happened. All right, so basically, you see a daily like this, whether it's flashing on or off, consider it there until you get at least a 4 hour blue. No Monday, certainly don't. All right. Right, so just another thing, guys. I'm not sure what you think of this new tweet, but I love it. I love it. It's keeping people, away from dodgy trades. There's a sound coming in the background? Digital eye. Is everybody's sound okay, guys? Yeah, it's must be your end then, Digital eye. Just try rebooting the sound. Everyone else is fine. Okay, right. Where was I? yeah, this tweak, the tweak on the 5 minutes, brilliant. But I must admit to prefer having the 15 minutes, right? And it's not so much because you get a 15-minute signal and it bounces. It's because they are, they're like confirmation of when price is going to turn around. You understand? So 15-minute signals pretty important for me. But again, I absolutely love the tweak on the 5 minutes, and we're going to do some trades today. All right. Okay. All right, let's have a look through them. Right, first of all, look at the GU, guys. You know where it always starts with me. It's here. The 1 and 4s. It's these two charts here. Look at the GU 1 hour. Look at the GU 4 hour. Look at the wicks. Okay, so at the moment, there's no number 1, there's no number 2 there, because there's no trend there. Even though it looks as though it's going down on the 30-minute and on the 15-minute, there's no trend there. Okay, so your best sort of thing to do there, trade to take or setup to take there from the golden ticket, would be look for 5 and 15s. Now, what we might have to do at some point in the future is just change that a little bit to look for the 5 minute with a Heiken-Ashi. Maybe that's something we can work on. I probably wouldn't be trading the GU at the moment, guys. Okay. Let's have a look at the EU. Right. Well, you can see from the 1 and 4s, it's very clearly a downtrend. For those of you who don't know what a trend is, I'll just give you a quick. There you go. Look at that. Quite clearly going down. And again, quite clearly going down. Okay. So downtrend. And again, if you look on the 30 minutes there, the direction's all down. Yes, you've got some up signals at the moment, of which I'm going to go through with you in a minute. Okay. UCAD's the opposite of the EU, which means for me, the dollar, either the dollar's strong today or the euro is weak and the Canadian dollar is weak. Okay. I think if you kind of put that, to chances there, I'd say that the dollar's stronger. All right, but anyway, GCAD, again, you can quite clearly see that's what I've just mentioned about this UCAD, guys. If you look here, this signal here, I mean, for me, on Friday with that EU, right, basically I didn't trust that 1 hour to take it down because of the daily up signal, right? So I didn't trust it to go down, but I also didn't trust the EU to go up, right? Because we were right outside, pretty much where we are with the UCAD now. You see, we're outside the BB bands on these 3 time frames here, but we were also outside on the daily as well. So that's so the EU on Friday I never traded, right? Even though it had a daily up, a 1 hour down, super. I didn't touch it. Okay, because I was unsure. Right. So before we get going, there was something else I wanted to make. Right, I want to explain. Right, I know I've done it in the other videos, and if you watch the videos over the weekend, then you will, you'll have an idea of what I'm going to try and explain for you here now. Cheers, Monday. The best way I think to judge these signals, I'm just going to explain to you something here right now. We haven't got a fresh one at the moment. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's no fresh at the moment. Anyway, right, the way to look at a signal, right, and where it's going to go, if you know where price is heading, then basically, if you trade in that direction, you're not going to lose. Okay, you'd be very unfortunate to lose. All right. So I'm going to show you something now. Okay. You look on the EU 1 hour. There's no 1 hour, is there? Or no 1 hour yet. Yeah. Now look at the 30-minute signal here. Okay. Now that 30-minute signal has taken price to the 15-minute orange line before it bounced. You see that? You see that? Okay. Now if there was a 1 hour here, then it would have taken price to the 30-minute orange line here. Even against the trend, this works. Okay. And so on and so on. So there's a 4 hour. So if we get a 1 hour signal on the EU, which is, highly likely actually, looking at the fact that it's way outside the BB bands on a lot of charts. And that 4 hours stays, this 4 hour signal here, then it's probable that it will touch this orange line on the 1 hour. So basically, you know where price will be going, you know where it's heading. Okay, so basically when you've got your direction, guys, all you need to do, sorry, my throat's a bit dry today, guys. All you need to do then is to look on the 5-minute chart, okay, and you're looking for the best entry. Now, on the EU, obviously, we were looking for up at that point. So the best entry was here, okay, at the bottom of the BB band. Now, I know GG often, in fact, very often, asks when's the best time to get in, and then he says, oh, yeah, but sometimes it doesn't work off the orange line, right? If we get a situation in a bit, I'll explain about the orange lines, okay? The red, this one here, Anissa, that one there to the left, circle. Oh, you took it with the blue, right? Okay, yeah, perfect entry, yeah. Yeah, well, this is Badam. This is where you have to be careful when you are going against such a strong trend, mate. This is, when you look at what's happened. You see this 8 hour signal down. I know it's an old one. It's not on the actual current candle, Badam, right? But look what it did. Look what the EU did. This is where it came. It virtually touched that orange line. Okay, it's outside the BB bands here. So this is when you should be looking for the signals up. And you've got an half decent setup there. I'd have seen that 30-minute with blues. And if I was going to take that trade, then that would have been my first stop. And I know you're saying that sometimes it don't work. Well, this is the risk you take with going against such a strong trend. The better setup, Badam, okay, would be to wait for price to hit that orange line on the 15 minutes chart. Then you look again and you see what setup you've got, okay? And then if there's no 1 hour, right, the chances are that price will then, come back down again off that orange line. Okay, so then you would be looking for, maybe price to be on the 5-minute charts here on the BB band, or, on the BB band on the Heikin-Ashi. Okay, you're always better going with the trend, all right, rather than against it. I know sometimes you're like, oh yeah, but I might have missed the move now. I'll have to wait. The 30-minute lot. Where are we? Just the 30-minute GU chart is not set on the 30-minute. I can't tell. Oh, is it set? I don't know. Yeah, see the months at the bottom. Yeah, is it on the monthly? You'll have to wait till MT gets back then, AJ, because I can't. I'm not sure how to do it, mate. Okay. Right. What was I saying now? Sorry about that. Just let MT do that. Is it sorted, guys? Oh, it's on the weekly, yeah. On the 15 now, MT. Wants to be on the 30. Right, mate. Well done. Okay, well spotted, AJ. I never noticed, mate, to be honest with you. Okay, so where was I? Totally lost track. Anyway, right. Yeah, entries. Once you've got your direction, guys, your entries are always, somewhere like this. If you look on the GU 5 minute now, if we had if we were saying, yeah, we think GU's down. I've not got control. Well, you can see what's happening anyway, guys. Look on the GU there. If we were saying that we fancied the GU down, look where the entry was. It's perfect off the top, virtually off the top BB band. I know it's bounced off the yellow, yeah, but okay, right, back now. We're back in business, guys. You can see there, look. So if you were biased down on the GU, then that was perfect entry. And again, look where you are on the Heiken-Ashi, So that's all you're looking to do. You get your direction from the 1 and 4s, maybe the 8 and dailies, and you're bouncing off either the BB bands, and you look at the GU there. That's pretty flat, that, on the 5 minutes. So you could band that. You could band up and down. And if you look on the 1 and 4s, there's no direction with the trend. So yeah, up and down you could go. Excuse me. As far as the UCAD was concerned, that daily's well in control, guys, and look what's happening. When you get a lot of momentum, this is where it comes from. Okay, off the orange line, look, off the orange line, off the orange line. Even if you didn't wait for the signal there, the bounce is because of the strength of that daily signal, and it's off the orange line because of the strength of it. The EU's been doing the same on the way down as well. Look there, you can only see it there, but look on the 15 minute. Look. So basically, what you should be doing now is looking for down on the EU. Right, iceberg. The thing is, again, when you're outside, you've got a 4-hour blue that keeps flashing, right? What else did you have? Right. Don't just listen to me, Ice, right? When you've got a 4-hour blue, the 4-hour blue needs help, right? An 8-hour is going the wrong way, mate. Okay, you need the help either next to it, which you're not going to get because it's on the current candle, but what you could get, is a 1-hour help, or you might get supers on the 30 and 15. That's what you need to wait for, at least. It is going to go down. There is no doubt in my mind. If you look at where you are, you're outside, you're on the, what do you call it here, the orange line there on the daily as well. 4-hour blue, you're getting plenty of blues. Okay, it's going to go down, but that 4-hour blue needs help. And it needs supers, not just blues with it. All right? So watch for something going super, whether it's 15 or 30. Yeah, but again, Badam, I think you're looking at extreme weakness with a CAD, because if you kind of correlate that with the UCAD, the UCAD has a daily up, and there's a reason for that. It's one of them things, guys. The GCAD will either correlate with the pound, the GU, or it'll correlate with the UCAD, and it all depends on what's stronger or weaker. You know, if the dollar's quiet, then it'll probably correlate as it is doing now. If you look at the, you know, the UCAD and the GCAD, look at these. The 15-minute, they're virtually identical. Okay, so at the moment, that would suggest that it's going with the UCAD. So basically, when you see a daily up here, right, if you look at the signal before that pink on the daily UCAD, right, you've got a small red. Now look at the GCAD on the, you know, from yesterday's candle, you've got a super. Okay, so basically that should be telling you something, but again, you know, it's probably going to go down. I would suggest that it is going to go down. You can't keep going up forever, but you just need to wait until that 4-hour blue sticks or gets some help on the 1 hour. All right, mate. Yeah, well, that's another thing, guys. Right, when you don't have to take the first move down on anything. You can wait and see where it's going. Some of you have jumped in because you've seen this 15-minute signal here on the UCAD, yeah? And you were outside on virtually on 3 time frames, yeah? And you've jumped in when you've seen that. I think it was this signal here you jumped in with, wasn't it? That 5-minute there, down, yeah? That's the one you jumped in with, a couple of you, yeah? Right, well, you didn't have to get in there, right? You could have waited that out, seen what happened. Look at the bounce here. Look what's happened. See, it's bounced right off the 15-minute orange line there, and then gone up again, right? So you could have waited. When it goes, you've had such a massive move outside here on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, that when it comes back in, it's not going to be for 5 pips. You know, it's going to be an half decent move. You don't have to, you know, think I'll have to get 5 pips now quick, 10 pips now quick. You know, it's just wait until you know for sure that it's turned. As Kevin were talking about yesterday, when you talk about retests, okay, so you'd have had your first move down, then it'd have bounced, and then possible second move down would be a double top. Okay, and then you're looking for that to go through the orange line. All right, but don't just, you know, think that you have to take the first move every time. Again, you look at the dailies, they are super strong and they do seem to stop those reversals. Sorry, I just missed a question there, guys. Just let me. SM was asking, so please, can you please explain what you think about the behavior of what? SM of what? Oh, green and white arrows. Well, I haven't really focused on them that much at the moment, SM. But what I can tell you is that if you've got your story right, it doesn't matter what colour arrow they are. Okay. You know, look at the right again. I've just got to point that EU out, guys. I mentioned it earlier what it was going to do, and look what it's done right off. The R always says, look how many candles have closed above the 15-minute orange line. None of them have, right? And in fact, every time price has touched that orange line on the 15-minute chart, it's reacted and gone down. Okay. I'm not saying you should be looking to get in now. You've got to be sensible. And if you look at the EU, let's just do an analysis on the EU now. Right, okay. BB band there, I think. Okay, on the 8 hour. Outside on the 4 hour with a 4 hour signal. Outside on the 1 hour. A collection of signals on the 30-minute here. Right, you can call that there another 15-minute signal there, right? There's a chance now that the EU could turn around. Oh, and there you go. Look at the 1 hour now, guys. You just got a 1 hour super. Okay, so that's how you do your analysis. Look, see what's in your favour. Now, don't go diving in, taking the EU up. What I just said, excuse me, what I just said about not having to take the first move. Exactly, Sergeant Pipper. That can happen. God, that UCAD's strong in it, guys. GU again. This is one of them that Gigi always asks me about. Where do you take it? Well, look, there was an opportunity there on the GU 5-minute, and there was an opportunity there. I mean, the trend is now probably, if you look on the 1 hour, it's turning down. Okay. There is an old 8-hour signal there, but you're bouncing off the daily orange line as well there. I think there's a whip with that. Okay. And again, look what happened here. This happens a hell of a lot, guys. In fact, it happens virtually all the time. Right, getting back to the signals, guys. 1 and 4 hours, right? A 4-hour signal. Now, listen to what I say here, actually, quite important. It's a 4-hour signal. All right, Kevo. Right, a 4-hour signal may, might, could take price to the 4-hour orange line. Yeah. What a 4-hour signal will do is take price to the orange line, at least, right, on the 1 hour chart. So again, when you see a 4-hour signal, there is a very good chance that price will go to the 1 hour orange line, which means you've got your direction. Okay, and it's just a matter then of looking for the setups like this EU one here. Excuse me, right, like the 2 GU setups there on the 5-minute. Okay. And I like as many as you can see on the on the UCAD and the GCAD. They're just bouncing off orange lines, and this is because there's quite a lot of volume today, guys. Of course, you don't have to take them there. You could do what Anissa does, which she would have taken the GU on the white arrow there. Should have been on the BB bands. She might only take 6 trades, but I'll bet them 6 trades now are not 5 or 10 pip trades. But again, iceberg, it comes down to your setup. It's all about reading the 1 and 4s for me. 43, Anissa. Yeah, very good then. Yeah, virtually right on that signal. Yeah, so it's. I know you're looking at turning price around. I know you're doing a 15-minute system. They're not as. It's a minor tweak, Ice. Okay, but let me assure you, right? If price is going to turn around, right, a 15-minute signal will appear. Right. Okay. If you're turning price around, when the UCAD turns around from this big move up, in fact, it shouldn't be far off. Look where we are now on the daily. Look what the daily's done, guys. Look what it's done. So you might get a 15-minute setup in a minute. Iceberg. Make sure you get more than just a 15-minute setup, though. All right. Oh, my throat is so sore today, guys. Yeah, I was just going to say that, DZ. Yeah. DZ wanted me to point out what I've just pointed out to you guys. That we're hitting the BB bands here. Yeah, you're at highs basically, and you can see what's happened. Here when we've hit these highs before on daily. Okay, so it may be that watch for 1 and 4s now. 4-hour blue would be lovely, but you might this will probably disappear if you get some downside anyway. Okay. Yeah. So today, really, they've been all number twos, haven't they? It's all been number twos. Trending setups. Well, apart from the GU to start, I think the GU is some kind of number three, really. It's not easy to read the trend. Right, okay, so I'm going to ask, is anybody unsure about what I was trying to explain about, you know, knowing where price is going to go to, basically by reading the 1 and 4s. Basically, if you've got a 1 hour and a 30-minute, you know, is anybody unsure about that? What I mean by that? I will do another video, guys. It's just a matter of waiting until we've got this settled down and MT's done some recording, so I can, you know, I've got some material to work with. You wouldn't have considered because of where they are in the 1 and 4 BB bands. Well, if you look now, iceberg, look, you've got your 4-hour blue now. Okay, but at the moment, that's all it is. It's a 4-hour blue. Okay, your 1 hour's way outside. You're way outside. You're on the 8-hour, you've hit the daily BB band, but you need more than just that. If you look on the 15-minute chart, all you've got is a blue. Right, so at the moment, it's just risk. You know, it's just a matter now of waiting for something to help that 4-hour flashing blue out. It's all about patience, guys. I would do casing if there were supers on 30 and 15-minute. Then yes, I would count the blues. Right, let's have a look. The M2 on retracement. I'm still struggling with it. Okay, digital eye. Then instead of looking at the orange lines, digital eye. God, that's a mouthful. That right. Wait for it on the BB bands. You know, and then do an open take profit instead of just a 5 pip or 10 pips. Look, you look at the GU. Again, I'm going to use the GU as an example. Look there, it was right off the BB band. 22. That was a 24 pip move until this signal here appeared against you. Do you see that digital eye? It was a 24 pip move, right? So you've waited, you've been patient. The trend is probably down, as I say. You get your white signal, bang, 24 pips, okay, in 15 minutes. All right. So be patient, just wait for that, then they don't go against you. This is GG's problem. GG does something similar. He won't wait until it hits the BB band. Anissa took that trade now, and Anissa is not trading until another setup similar to that appears. Okay, she will wait. She will wait. Okay. You see, the thing is with me, right? Let me just explain something. Okay, you see the EU. Look at the EU 5-minute chart, right? Now you see how this has gone down here, digital eye. Okay, you see how that's gone down, right? Now I'm prepared, right? If this doesn't actually go down here at first, right? Let's say it went against me and came up here a bit more to the BB band, right? I'm already in that trade and I'm what, 5-6 pips down, but it doesn't matter because when price goes back up to the BB band here, right, I will take it again. You understand? So I know those two trades are going to win because this chart here, giving me my direction. You understand? So it doesn't matter to me if it does go against me a bit. I will get in again. So I have the two trades running. Sometimes I'll take it off the orange line, like with the GU. You know, I'm not sure if it was yesterday. It was a lovely trade. It was beautiful. It just seemed to hover like that EU did there. It took its time to get going. You see? Here. It took its time to get going. Right, but then whack down. Okay? And you know, sometimes when things, it tends to flatten out and be quiet, then that is the lull before the storm. That's the quiet before the storm, basically. Excuse me. Okay, digitalize. Did you understand that? You know, just wait till it comes back up here. Look, even if you've taken this signal here, well, there's no signal, but you touch the BB band on the GU 5 minutes. Okay, and look, it came down. Did it lose? Did it lose? Even if you haven't won here, right? Did it lose? No, it's won down here. All right. No, it was a long time, but it's still won. Once you've got your direction, it's all about taking the trade in that direction. And if you know that price is going to hit a BB band, or if you know price is going to hit a 1 hour orange line, because you've got space between where price is and the orange line, right? And you know it's going to hit that, then you shouldn't hold back. That's, you know, whether it's off the orange line on the 5 minute chart or the BB band on the 5 minute chart. But if you're struggling with your timing, then just take them off the BB bands. Okay? How it did not touch the BB band, and I don't know where to enter. Well, that's what I'm saying, mate. If you look where I entered, the circle there, I would have entered there because you got momentum. Excuse me, you got momentum, but more importantly, right, just look on the 15-minute chart. Now you see the green candle, right? Now look at the red candle just after it. Look at the red candle just after it. That was that trade. It touched the 15-minute orange line, right? There was a signal down here on the 30 minutes that I said would take price to the 15-minute orange line. And it did. And that, if you were trading correctly, instead of taking that 15-minute system up, right, you should have waited for that 15-minute signal to take price. Excuse me. Just clear it off a minute. To there. Once it took price to that orange line, you started getting red momentum. And that's when you should have entered. Now, that's just a simple trade, just reading a bounce with the trend. That is a number 2. Okay, that is what the number 2 trade is all about. And I'm not sure, in fact, let's have a look. 07. Yeah, it went from about 07, didn't it, to 1384, 16, 23 pips, is it? 23 pips. Okay, there's an absolute certain 10 pip winner there for you. All right. There you go. Look at Kevin the Sniper. Kevin the Sniper nailed it. So digitalize. It's all about just reading, you know, these touches off the orange lines and the BB bands. And that particular trade there on the EU was perfect because it bounced off the 15-minute orange line. Right. And you've just gone through the orange line on the 5 minutes and look what you got. Bang. Momentum. Again, if you want to look at that GU trade, let's have a look at that GU trade. Would it have been on this 30-minute signal? No. Look at the GU trade then, right? We didn't really have much. Okay, but look at that green candle there on the 30-minute. It touched the orange line, right? You'd paced the orange line on 15 minutes, and look where you were on the 5 minutes. There. You see it? Do you understand it now? That's all it is. That is basically all it is. Okay, you didn't have a 1 hour signal down. You didn't have the 8 hour signal down. You didn't have the 4 hour probably touching the. Well, it was a bit messy one because I remember mentioning about it, but the touch is there. If you'd have just read the fact that that had touched that and the trend, you'd say, oh, I personally would say that was more down than up trend. But you know, I did say it wasn't much of a trend at the time. But if you'd have read that perfectly, you could not have taken that up. You should have taken that down and won that trade easy, and it was a nice one. 44, and I think it went down to about 16 or something. So a really nice trade in the end. Okay, Digital Eye. Do you understand what I've said there, mate? That's all you have to do is just read the touches of the, you know, whatever line it is. You knew, in the case of the EU, right? I'll go back to this again. You knew that the 30-minute super was going to take price here on the 15-minute chart, because that's what they do. Okay, now the trend was massively down, mate. So you should be looking for that, and as soon as it hit that, look on your 5-minute chart. Are you getting red momentum? Yes. Are we off the orange line or the purple line? Yes. Enter your trade. That is it. That is it. It is so easy. Okay. That is basically the number 2. I can't put the number 2 any easier than that. That's just, you know, that and the GU there were just perfect. And again, and that's without even mentioning the, you know, all these trades on the UCAD, as you can see, bouncing off the orange line. So are you okay that, excuse me, Digital Eye, Digital Eye, are you okay with that? Do you understand what I've just explained to you there, mate? Do you understand it though? You know, you were looking for a couple of things there. The touch on the 30, basically you were watching that 30-minute signal take price to the 15-minute orange line, and then you were looking for some reason to take it down. Okay? That's all it is. And the reasons were momentum for one, touch on the orange line, even the 30-minute signal changed from a super, I think it was a red yellow at one point, to a small red. That's another sign. Okay. Is that a good enough explanation for you, Digital Eye? I think you pretty much understood it. And I hope you're all listening to that, because if somebody else asks me a question about that in a minute, I'm going to skin them alive. Okay. Right, let's have a look. What have we got now? This UCAD could be getting ready to turn, guys. Why do I say that? GCAD as well. You're getting 15-minute signals now. Look at this. And another thing to bear in mind here, guys, is that these are now correlating, but you don't dive in. What did I say before? Don't dive in. Wait. Yes, you've got a green UCAD again. Yes, now you're starting to get momentum, but you don't have to take this first trade. Just watch what happens. Look at your analysis first of all. Outside, 4-hour blue. GCAD. Definitely at least touching the BB bands there, probably outside. Oh, look at that orange line on the daily. UCAD. Daily high, definitely. Yes. Way outside on the 8-hour. Way outside on the 4-hour. So I think at happy hour this will probably turn a bit. Would I trade it? You know, I mentioned about the EU from Friday, guys, and how it only gave 17 pips in an hour and a half. So it's definitely down to you. I mean, somebody, Sergeant Pippa, brought up about that USD Swissy one that eventually, you know, I did actually win on that. Still a bit nerve-wracking when you're watching, when you see a trade and you're 70, 80 grand in the red. Talk about fear of taking. Yeah, what do you mean, Annie? So you want me to tell them that they shouldn't be scared of taking it from the BB bands? You shouldn't. It's like the GU trade there. Everything lined up. You had touching, you touched this 30-minute thingy, orange line here. You were probably on the way down here. I'm not sure how far down it was. It might have been touching the orange line there or a bit short of it. Again, here, you were touching the orange line on the 4 hour. There wasn't an 8 hour at the time. You touched that. You were through here. The trend, again, at the time I said it was hard to read, but it was probably more down than up. Okay, so you should not have feared taking that. There should be no fear in taking that because, again, price can only do one or two things, guys. It can go up or it can go down. Okay, and if it's not going up, then it's going down. All right. There was something else I wanted to mention there, but I can't remember. I'll come back to it anyway. Okay. Rocky's still fearing him, yeah. It does play with your head like that, Rocky, to start with, but it's down to, again, the 1 and 4s, mate. It's down to knowing what's going to happen, Rocky. I mean, I can't really show you today because we've not got any setups where I can actually say, right, this is exactly where it's going. It's a number 2 day by the looks of it, right? Which is unfortunate. I wanted a couple of number 1s to show you. And basically, if you know where price is going, it always comes down to that. If you know where price is going, I know my trades have won before I take them. That's why I said about I'll take 2 trades if one goes against me a bit more, and I'll take it again because I know where price is going. I know my trade's going to win, and if you know your trade's going to win, then there is no fear. If you take it off the BB band or off the okay, Kev Anthony. I hope I've cleared that up for you as well, Kev Anthony, there about where to take trades. I know you were having a bit of a problem with that UCAD before, but just remember when you see them dailies, right? Just leave that pair alone. If you're not sure, leave that pair alone. Okay. The GCAD and UCAD, well, let's have a look. Yeah, 4 hour blue for one. Right, you can say there's going to be a bounce here, at least a bounce, because on the daily, because you've pierced the BB band. You're outside on the 8 hour. Okay, you're outside on the 1 hour. Right, so you've got a 15-minute signal here. So what this is going to do now, right, is just come down a bit. Basically, that 15-minute signal is going to take price here. Look on the 5 minutes. It's going to take price to that orange line. Okay, now it's what it does after that. It might bounce up again and form a double top and then come down again. Then what you're looking for after, and you see, I wouldn't get in this trade until we breached that 5-minute orange line. We'd have to close below that for me to even consider this at the moment. It's just too risky. All right, so you're looking for this trade to evolve. At the moment, you've got some kind of number 1 because you can look at the 4 hour blue, but it's not a number 1 yet. Some people are diving here, and if you look what's happened here on the 5-minute chart, look what happened. That's basically what the 15-minute did. It took it to that orange line. Okay, so I'm expecting this to bounce, right, and then to go through that orange line. Okay, when it goes through that orange line, I will look at the setup. If we've got a 30-minute super or a 1 hour signal, then that's when I'll get excited. Okay, that's on the UCAD. The GCAD, exactly the same because it's correlated with it. And if you look, the setup is pretty much the same. 4 hour blue, outside on 1 hour, blues here on the 30-minute. But again, look what's happened on the 5-minute. You know, see that? See that? That I want, for me to take this down, I want to wait out to let this move now bounce back up or do what it's going to do, and then I'll look for more down. Okay, basically, because I think the next move will push it through that orange line. All right. As I say, when you've had a move so big like this, generally you get a good, decent size, 20 to 30 pip move back down. You know, so you don't have to dive in straight away. You can always wait it out. What's that? Oh, that is a important point that I don't know. So to when would you stay in it? Stay in it. Stay in it. Stay in what? Digital Eye. You mean when would I get in the UCAD? I just said when we drop below this orange line, I will look for the retest, which Kevin actually pointed out yesterday, guys, about the retests when he was talking about the waves and what will happen here. You just watch this now. This will probably come up a little bit here, and then drop down like that. But basically, you don't want to be getting in somewhere here. You don't want to be going in here to the downside. What you want, right, is to wait for price to come down through this orange line, right, and then to come back up a bit, right, and then that would be the place to get in here, you see, and go down like that. So your entry would be at the best possible price, like there. Just look at the line, not where the arrow's pointing, guys. All right. And you can see what's happening there. Look, you see the 15-minute signal took it to this, and then it's bouncing. So what we're waiting to see now is if this is going to go at happy hour, then it's, you'll get decent setup on it. You'll get a 30-minute, you'll get a 1 hour. Okay. There's no rush. You just have to understand that trading, you need patience with trading. Is she giving it you again, Rocky? Yeah, digital eye. Digital eye, yes, especially after a move like that. You can't take that first signal there, digital eye. You see that green there? With that 15, right, straight away, unless you've got a 1 hour, or at least a 30-minute super. Red yellows, it's just crazy because that move was so strong to the upside, that you needed to make sure it's now going down. Look, you look on the hiking. Here's the first part. Look, you see this? You've had the move down here. Okay, then it's gone up a bit here. Okay, so that's the bounce off this orange line. You see it there on the UCAD. So what you're looking for now is to push either another signal on the 5 minutes, big red momentum to push it through this orange line on the 5 minutes. Okay, if you look now on the 30, look on the 30-minute, you see how the trade is building now. Digital eye, it's building up, it's evolving. Okay, so you've definitely got a move down coming on this. Just be patient. No need to dive in straight away. Excuse me. You see this 30-minute signal now, digital eye, right? The chances are that if that turns super, even sometimes when they're red, when you just get momentum, that price on the 15-minute chart is going to go to that orange line. Okay, the same now on the GCAD. See the orange line on 15 minutes? Because you've got that 30-minute signal, there's a very good chance that price is going to go to there. Okay, now this trade, these two trades are going to get even better. Right, look, it's gone super on the UCAD. You see it? It's gone super on the UCAD. I've not even looked at the GU yet, which is, or the EU, yeah, which are looking like they could reverse as well. Now look at the UCAD. Digital line. Look at the 5-minute UCAD. Now look, you see the pattern. It's come down, it's bounced, and the chances are this is going to just shoot down here in a minute. Okay, but you don't have to dive in. You can wait for it to happen. Wait for it to move. Okay? Well, that would happen. Digital eye, this going super here on the 30-minute, right? Guarantees, now look on the 15-minute, guarantees that, or virtually guarantees, I won't say 100%, but it is not far off it, right? The price is going to touch that 15-minute orange line. Okay, so if you want to get in, but if you want further confirmation, wait for the momentum and for it to just, you know, drop below that orange line. Okay, if you look at the GCAD, it's very similar. Okay. And the chances are that you're going to get 1 hours as well. Oh, I knew you were going to ask that. Just wait for it to, you know, get going. Wait for the momentum. Oh my God, Lord of Forex, right? Just hang on a minute. Let me. Yeah, you see, look, it's just not ready. You've just got to wait. Look, it's still not ready. And there's another one, right? There's another one of those trades that Gigi likes to call me on. You know, here, look on the GU how it's gone through the orange line, but then bang, red momentum, and it goes through. So yeah, I would have been in on that. But even so, if that, you know, shoots up now and starts going against me, I wouldn't worry about it. I would take the trade again when I had to. And again, I'm not sure who was asking about it before. Look what happened. Look on the 15-minute. Look what it did. You know, look what I'm not sure if you had a 30-minute signal up, but look what it did. It touched the orange line on the 15-minute and then bang, red momentum and down. Okay, perfect number. Well, if it had the 1 hour, a number one. Definitely got a 1 hour now. You like that, Shaheen, yeah? Look at Kevo. Where's Jules? Is Jules in? Not seen Julian today. Is he in? Was it a number 2, MB? Right, perfect number 2. And again, it's a perfect number 2, guys. Just look right off the orange line on the 15-minute chart. Right, there was nothing telling you that this was going to go up. Right, if you think that that 15-minute signal was going to take price above the 15-minute orange line with no help, just a 30-minute blue, no chance. Yeah, Julian is Jules. He just name swaps a few times. Right, so what we're going to do, guys, we're going to keep an eye on this UCAD, yeah? Because I've told you what's going to happen. So once it goes below here, it's going to go. Keep an eye on your 1 hours as well, guys. Oh, is he in a bit Monday? Yeah. Okay. Euro CAD. You mean GCAD? Digital Eye. I take it you mean GCAD anyway, don't you? Yeah. Yeah, but what you're looking for now is what? Euro USD. Oh, right. So you're looking to take that up, are you? Right. Well, here's your problem, Digital Eye. Now look down here. Look, what's happened the last few times here? Eh? Every time it's hit it, it's gone down with momentum again. Right? This could go down. What I will say about this is it's happy hour, or it's getting near happy hour, Digital Eye, and the chances are that the EU will now reverse for a bit. And again, always look at, every time, don't just take it as going to happen. Always look at your setup. Always for every trade. Okay, you've got an half decent setup to the upside, so you could break that orange line now on the 15-minute. Okay, so if you're not sure though, just stay away from it. Look at the UCAD, Digital Eye. Look at the UCAD. Right, it's bursting to go below that orange line. Okay, GCAD is heading here at least. I think it probably go further because I think you'll get a 1 hour at some point. Well, at happy hour, the one thing I found, Digital Eye, at happy hour, right, is that it's sometimes best to stay out of the play of the day or the GCAD in this case, because the dollar tends to, take over and obviously bully the other pairs. Okay, so maybe just leave the GCAD because you still got to remember that after happy hour, there's a good chance that the GCAD could go down anyway. Because of the your analysis, the setup is saying it's going to go down. So just leave that for now, or I do anyway. I tend to leave it and then go in after happy hour is done. The reason for that is that the dollar will push the GU one way and the UCAD the other way. So basically, it's pushing the dollar and the Canadian. It's pushing the pound and the Canadian dollar in, in not basically in two different ways, but it's being pulled apart. It's being, it's not being shown a direct direction basically, and I kind of tend to stay away from it until that's sorted itself out. Yeah, yeah, but there's more to come. Basically, you look at the setup, Badam. There's probably more to come. I'm expecting a 1 hour at some point on the GCAD and the UCAD. But yeah, you're right. It has a 30-minute signal and it's virtually touched the orange line on 15. And that's basically what the signals do. If you had a 1 hour signal, I would expect price. You see the 30-minute chart. If you had a 1 hour signal, I would expect price to touch the orange line on there on the 30-minute chart. I don't want to overcomplicate this why I think that, but I'm just going to give you a quick idea. When you see a 4 hour signal, and I've said earlier that a 4 hour signal might take price to a 4 hour orange line or to a 4 hour BB band, right? But the reason a 4 hour signal will take price almost definitely to a 1 hour orange line or BB band is, well, if you break it down, you have for 1 hour, for 1 hours in a 4 hour. Okay, so it's 4 times, what do you call it? 4 times more chance of it touching that, the orange line or the BB band on the 1 hour. Okay, the odds are better that it'll do that, and that's why I kind of know that my trades are going to win, because I know where price is going. When I say this a lot, and I do, right, but once you understand that and you say, right, well, I know price is going there, then you're just going to keep trading in that direction until you get there. Right, let's clear this because UCAD's going. Here we go. Look, you see, you didn't have to take this one here. See this one, and and by not taking that, right, it didn't. If you'd got in at the bottom there, you avoided that bounce. See that bounce there? Plus it's given you, it's told you now that it is going. You know what I mean? Correct, MT. That's all you do. That's all you have to do. Build your story, a simple story off the 1 and 4s. Build it, even if you're scalping like you have with the GU and the EU today, just bouncing off the orange lines on the 15-minute charts. Once you've got your story, just trade in that direction until an arrow tells you, I don't know, you've got a 1 hour arrow, you know that price is going to the 30-minute orange line or the 30-minute BD band, right? And you just trade until you get there. Once you get there, you stop, and if the if the setup hasn't evolved to any better, then you might start looking then for for direction to turn. So, just a bit slow at the moment, isn't it, guys? So, is there any more questions on what we've discussed? No, so everybody, all the newbies, all the people that are struggling, everyone now knows exactly how to trade this. Okay, so basically, there shouldn't be a single question asked of me this week, should there? Should there? Apart from Anissa asking for my phone number, that's about it. But oh god, that chest infection, guys, has killed me. I tell you. Yeah, I'll bet you asked MT plenty of times. So I bet there's a few in the room asked for my number, isn't there? Including Monday. He's a bit like that, swings both ways. Yeah, she's away this weekend, PP, so it's looking like a bottle of wine and maybe a few pints out with the lads. Oh, iceberg. Right, so it's going down anyway, iceberg. Take it you stayed in that other trade then, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we are Monday. Okay, right. So I mentioned that we might be getting some reversal on the EU. It's looking like that. I'd keep an eye out for another 15 up, guys, somewhere here, because it's got a look now of going up. You see, it's just nudging up against this 15-minute barrier now. Yeah, digital eye. Basically, what I do digital eye is if I come in the room and we've got 1 and 4s and we're right at the top. We've seen it so many times. It happened yesterday. We're right at the top, you know, of the BB bands or something. I know it's coming down because the 1 and 4s are telling me that. So the way I trade is I take an open take profit trade. I'll take 2 trades. I'll take one open take profit, and the other trade I'll have either with a 10 pip stop loss or I'll let it run until we hit, you know, the BB bands, and then I'll get out. Okay, so basically, if I can just show you here now, if you look at the U card, let's say we come in the room and this signal, I'd taken this signal as an open TP, yeah. So I would have taken 2 trades there, one open take profit and one with a 10 pip take profit. So let's say this trade then closed there, me 10 pips. Then this next trade, I will take 2 trades again there, you see. Okay, so this time I waited, I stayed in, and that's where I got out. So basically I would have had an open take profit that went from, let's just get the arrow, it'll be a bit easier to show you. So I'd have had the open take profit from here. Okay, I'd have taken 10 pips to here. Okay, I'd have got in again here, right, for at least 2 more 10 pips. But if I'd have left that running because, you know, it was still, you know, plenty of momentum, that would have been open till there. So that would have been my close here for all my trades. This is why sometimes when MT's asking for, you know, pip scores, I can't give them, because unless I've made a mental note of what, you know, how many pips I've done, it's just like, oh God, I'll go work all that out, you know. Well, that's basically what I do. All right. Right, look at right now, guys, you're getting near to 11 o'clock. At 11, you should always check anyway. But I mean, I constantly checking now. This has just flashed super. You see it here, this blue flashing super. You've got a 4-hour as well. The analysis is good. If you look at the 8-hour, you're bouncing off something there, and you've bounced off that daily orange line as well, right? So I think you're going to get some up move on the GU. I would be biased up on the EU now. Okay, you can see here on the 15-minute, it's nudged against it, and this time it's not dropped. Okay, and you've got quite a lot of signals here telling you, you know, that price might want to turn. All right. Yeah, you did well yesterday and all, didn't you, Monday? Well, again, if you look digital eye, right, where are the best places to enter? Do you think there is a good place? Look on the 5 minutes. Do you think that's a good place to enter? It's not, is it? So you wait for the little pullback, okay? Or if you get a 15-minute signal, right, you've just got another 30-minute signal there now flashing, right? You've got your 1 hour, these 1 and 4s. Just wait for it to pull back a bit and then get in. The entry would have been here. You see on the orange line there, it would have been there when momentum turned. I didn't see when it turned. Okay, again with the GU, look at the GU, look what happened there. It had gone through, then it come back and it said, no, I want to go up now. You know, and look, that would have been your entry. You know, it's no good getting in now because you're right at the top of the BB bands on the 5 minutes, okay? Excuse me, so you're going to have to wait for it to come down. But the entry, as I say, if you were confident that this was now going to go up, then that was the second entry there. You'd have waited this one out here because you weren't sure, okay? Even though it went through, you'd have waited it out, right? Because you weren't sure. And that is what you were waiting for, that second move there. All right? Same with the UCAD. Look at the UCAD. You weren't going to take this one because you weren't sure, right? But then, after the bounce, you got that. Okay? That was your entry. All right? You understand? All right? I think you understand that, don't you? It's, you don't have to take that first move, but the second move was there. The GU was the same. And again, remember what I said about the GCAD, not knowing what to do? Well, look at the GCAD 5 minutes there. You know, it's happy hour. GCAD won't know what to do. Just stay away from it at happy hour. Okay? Okay, digitalize. So you know now, right? Just wait. You should, next time, just look for that. Look for that. You think, right, EU's going up here. It's got the look of going up. There's a lot of signals saying it wants to go up. 15 and 30. Oh, there's a flashing super on the 1 hour. Always consider a flashing signal coming. After the move down like that, if you get a flashing signal, consider it coming. Right? Not disappearing. Consider it coming. Okay? We still haven't got a 1 hour on the UCAD, but that 4 hour, you know, it's playing the game. And look what I said about when you get a 4 hour. Look what we've had. You know, I know we didn't have that super on the 30 minute. It was a small red to start with, wasn't it? But you know, it's all about building the story, guys. We go on about it all the time, and once you can read the 104s, once you can read that 4 hour blue is going to get help, not just next to it on the 4 hour chart, but it might get it from the 1 hour, it might get it from the 30 minute and the 15 minute. Once you understand that, you know, you will see like look at the UCAD now. There's a flashing 1 hour. Okay, there's a flashing 1 hour on it. Just keep an eye on it. And if there's a flashing 1 hour, you could say, right, let's have a look here now. What has the 30 minute signal done? What's this signal done here? It's took price to here. Look, that's its job. It's done its job. But if that 1 hour, which we've just seen flashing, comes, right, then that is going to take price to the orange line here on the 30 minute. So there could be more to come. Should you stay in? That is entirely up to you, because what could happen here, right, I'll just get the arrow again to show you. What could happen here is we might get a little bounce here. It might bounce up, right, and then if the 1 hour comes back, it's going to go like that, straight through that orange line. Okay, so it's entirely up to you. You've hit the orange line here, take the profit, wait out the bounce, which will be shown here, right? It will go up to this orange line again, and then once it hits this orange line, look for red momentum again on the 5 minute chart, and then back down again. Okay, so that is always up to you, all right, how you do that. I know Kevin the Sniper is not interested in that. He just stay in now. Okay, he's staying in probably until price here hits this orange line, right? Because he knows there's a 4 hour blue. You know, he might get out of it a bit soon. He might get out at the 30 minute orange line there, but that's how Kevin trades. Other people panic a bit when they see things going against them, you know. Okay, so was that pretty easy, guys? Was that easy or what? That's what I'm saying, digital eye. It's entirely up to you. I can't tell you how to do that. I won't tell you how to do it. I've just shown you what might happen. So you make the decision. I've just shown you, mate. I've shown you. You wait it out and, either, I mean, you're in happy hour at the minute. So would I get out? Probably not until momentum turns against me anyway. But you're hitting the orange line here, right? So if you do get out, where do you get back in? Well, you look on your 5-minute chart, and what you want, you see this little green arrow here? See that little green arrow there? You want a similar situation to that. You want it to go back up to the orange line, and then you want momentum, right, flashing, so that that happens. And that is your entry when you start getting momentum again, as long as the setup hasn't, changed too much. Yeah, you're winding me up now, DE. You got it, mate. Good man. You see, and look, it's just evolved. Look, GCAD's looking nice as well now. It has gone. You've got a 1 hour, so your next stop for this is there. Okay, you might get a bounce again. You might get a bounce again off there. Okay, and then again, you would look up, look for this kind of situation here. Just let me get with the alerts. All right, and you would look for that kind of situation there again. A little push back to the orange line, and then what you want is that. That's the most important thing, guys. That there, momentum. Okay? Because that's what it is. That's momentum. Yeah, TK. Well, that is the problem, TK. That is what it's all about, mate. And this is why the mindset videos are on the site. Okay. I'll bet you, right? If I ask DZ now, is he in the GCAD and the UCAD? He'll tell me, yeah. He's probably in one or two others as well. Certainly, I would think the EU. Is that right, DZ? 4 hour blues, mate. Ah, right. Ooh. From what? You see from double O? You mean? Oh, you mean GC from double O? Oh God, that UCAD's looking nice now. Oh, look at MB, another absolute superstar now. Well done, MB. Yeah, Darwin. Yeah, kind of happens, Darwin. Yeah. Yeah, MT, it started off, we had a lot of number twos, didn't we? We had a lot of number twos. And I said, because I did say, it looked like a number 2 day, but look now, look. And I'm so glad that the number ones have appeared, guys, because I can show you what I really wanted to show you, and that's, what each of these signals do. Like that 1 hour signal there. Look what it's done. Whoa, is that me? Okay. Oh, right, I'm seated over there. I'll show you in a minute, guys. Just let MT do what he's got to do. Okay. Okay, right, let's get rid of that. So yeah, because what I wanted to show you is what they do. This signal on the GCAD took price where to the orange line here. But This has probably gone through. There was a little bounce there. I saw it up a bit because of this here, the 4-hour blue. Now look, this is back, or it's flashing anyway. It's back. Again, you might get a bounce off the 30-minute line here, but you've also virtually bounced off the 1-hour line there. UCAD. Okay, 1 hour turned up late. Yeah, the 4 hours early. Remember the 4 hours early. That's, you know, a really good indication that price is going to turn. Okay, it got help here. It got help here. Okay, the trade evolved. Okay, and again, look what the 1 hour's done. It's took price to the 30-minute orange line. It will probably go more as well, one would suspect. Yeah, that's what you should be looking for, Pip. What could happen with the EU? I'll just clear the chart. Is the 4 hour here, although it could take price to this orange line, might, right? The chances are it's definitely going to take price to that orange line on the 1 hour chart. Okay, so when you hit that 1 hour 1 hour orange line, you start looking then and seeing what you're getting. Okay, do we get you know, a white down on the 5, then start looking on the 15-minute, because you'll be on the BB bands on the 15-minute there, you know. So if you get a 15-minute signal down, you don't just take it blindly. You just, every time you see a new signal, guys, you should train yourself. Every time you see a new signal on the 5 or the 15s, right, look at your analysis. Do the check. Do the analysis. Look at the 1 and 4s. Look at the 30-minute, right? That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. And again, once I keep saying this, once you understand, you know, basically how this system works, you're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill it, honestly. Look at that G card. It's beauty. It's a thing of beauty when you watch it. Kevin was right yesterday. He's, you know, he's buzzing over this, and he's right. It's just you know in advance what's going to happen, and if you know in advance what's going to happen, you're going to win. All right. It's just the patience to wait for the second move, or you know, to make sure your analysis is right. Okay. Again, I think Iceberg and 1 or 2 others who took this went against this daily. The next time, I think they will wait. You know, because you don't need to take the first. And there it is. There's that first 15-minute signal. That's frightening. Look at the move it went against you there. You know, before it eventually moved. Yeah, and again, the 4 hour blue. Big, big, big signal, the 4 hour blue, guys. I think everyone does. I think everyone loves it. There you go. You look at the 1 hour EU. Who was asking about it? I can't remember who it was. I'm not saying this now is going to drop big. It might just be a little bounce because it's just touched it. So if you're not sure about this, what I said, if you're not sure about that there now, wait for the 15-minute signal. If a 15-minute signal appears, okay, it's going to go big. But again, look, this is just possibly a retest from above on the 15-minute, and it could shoot up again in a minute. Again, if it does, it'll be off this orange line here on the 5 minutes. All right. There's your UCAD, the 1 hour signal did its job by the looks of it. Touched the 30-minute orange line down here. So I know it was late to the party. We had that virtually from the beginning, the 4 hour play. Right, and again, the analysis right off the BB band on the daily. You paste it, in fact. Right outside here, right outside of 4 hour blue appears. Look what happened. How many pips did that go, guys? By the way, that UCAD. It looks quite nice. Right, okay, Iceberg, learn from that, mate. Learn from that. Remember about the dailies, yeah? Dips, that's the thing. The 4-hour blue on its own won't do anything. It needs help, right? And this is what I've been trying to explain. You've got a 15-minute signal. Okay, so that went to where? The 5-minute orange line there. Okay, so then you got a 30-minute signal. So that went to where? The 15-minute orange line. Then you got a 1-hour signal. So price went to where? The 30-minute orange line. 4-hour blue could take price to here. Okay, could. But you just got to make sure you keep an eye on it now, because you've got this bounce, which is what happens. You've hit a wall, and you've got a 30-minute bounce now. Let's see what happens. If you get a 15-minute signal up, it's going to go up. If you don't get a 15-minute signal up, the chances are it's going to go down. Where do you see for a down trade? On the 5-minute, 15-minute orange line touch. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's basically what I've tried to do, is to teach you what the signals do. If you always look at it this way, right? If you've got a signal on the 4-hour, right, there are 4 1-hour candles in a 4-hour, right? If you've got a signal on the 1-hour, there are 2 30-minute signals in a 1-hour. Okay, there are 4 15-minute signals in a 1-hour. Look at it that way. The chances that a signal on a higher time frame takes price to an orange line on a lower time frame are greater. All right, the chances are greater. Momentum. Lakshmi, momentum. There's nothing against you. Look at your setup. Right? Where are we? 4-hour blue still, 1-hour signal, 15 minutes still down, 30 minutes still down. So look on the 5-minute there for a touch on the OL. Red momentum, bang, down. Okay. What I would suggest you do is that every time if you're not sure, Lakshmi, then don't trade it. Then wait. Have you already traded that, Lakshmi? Did you already trade the UCAD down? Yeah, but you learnt a lesson there, Iceberg. You learnt a lesson. I know the GCAD didn't have a daily on the current candle, but it was correlating with the UCAD. You did, Swore. How have you done today, mate, by the way? Right, well done then, Lakshmi. Don't feel you need to trade every time, but if you see what's happened there, look now. Look at it in the yellow circle on the 5 minutes. Look, it came back up a little bit towards the orange line. You're getting momentum here, and down it went again. But you had nothing against you there. I know people think, oh, but the trend might kick in. Yeah, but at the end of the day, right, you're in a high risk profession, okay? And at some point, you've got to say, right, well, I'll just take the loss if it does go against you. This system gives you, because you know where price is going, right, gives you the highest probable outcome, and because of knowing where it goes, then yeah, you're going to win more trades than you lose. And again, you can go back over all the recordings that MT's got, look for a 4-hour signal, right, and see where it went on the 1-hour chart. Just do it. Go through them all. You can flick through them fast and just see what those 4-hour signals do. Okay, and you'll see that they virtually, if if you've got a day where the GU and the EU are correlating and dollar's big, you'll see it, them both going down at the same time. And if one gets very near, but the other one, the EU say, has pierced the orange line, and you're getting near happy hour, right? But the GU didn't touch the orange line, but it got near to it, then you can class that as, yeah, it touched it, because they were both correlating. You hit happy hour, and price usually reverses at that. Yeah, well, this is how trades evolve, Lakshmi. I know you're pretty sure that UCAD would go to the 30. Right, it has done. Look at it now. It's right on it. Okay, right on it. There is another flashing signal on 1 hour as well. I think there was the yellow then. Excuse me. The 4 hour, if you look on the 4 hour, right, you're still not come back inside on the 4 hour here. Look, you're still outside. You probably won't be when the next 4 hour candle appears, but so you couldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't really read it like that. But you had nothing against you. You could have taken that down. But again, you've already traded it twice, Lakshmi. So why worry? Why wait? Why panic and think, oh, why get into another trade that you're not too sure about? You could actually wait this out now and then look for, perhaps the trend to kick in again, or look at another pair. If you look at the EU and look at the GU, for instance, like what's it done virtually all day? Look, those two there, all right? Bang up, bang up, bang up, bang up, down with the trend, and then up with, I'm not sure how long that red's been there, but that would be a number one trade. Okay, so you didn't even have to consider the UCAB then. You could have looked elsewhere, or you could have just sat on your hands. If you traded it twice, you've won 2 trades. Well done. Take the profit. Okay. Yes. They were perfect. Well, we wouldn't have called them number ones to start with. They evolved into number ones. They were perfect trades. Perfect reversals at happy hour then. Not just prior to, really, but. Yeah, GU's looking now, guys, like they might be going up for a bit. If you look, you've got a 1 hour, 30-minute. You've got a lot of signals here now, basically on the 15-minute. You need something super though there for me, for this to really shoot up. And he's 16. So what are you? You're about 8 up, are you? I think 8 up, aren't you? Something like that. Why are you in at ET? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot going on with the GBPMB, as you probably know. Right. Watch for 15s now, guys. Be careful with that pound. It still looks a bit weak. It might go up after the session at some point. If you look everywhere, the lines are flattening out, the BB bands. Right, so let's just have a quick look at this GCAD here now. Look. Okay, someone mentioned it before. Look at the 4 hour. What the 4 hour seems to have done. Look, Even if you say it wasn't the 4 hour, it was the 1 hour that took it down there. It's you know, it's one of them where it might do, you know. Again, yeah, the signals have done the job. The 1 hour there on the UCAD again, because your daily's still in play. That's what you've got to remember. This happened on the EU last week on the Friday, but it didn't give as many pips as this UCAD trade's given here. You see, you know what I mean? But this is basically what happened. The signal, the 1 hour signal, took price to the 30-minute orange line, and that is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, guys, when you see this is what the signals do. And now, 15-minute signal, and this is going back with a number 2 with the trend. Gee, it's very messy, guys. Very, very messy. Look at this. How often do you see this, guys? You know, 2 dojis there on 15-minute. How often do you see that? I'm not sure what you mean. Monday. It's so important they're at different parts of the entry now. Not with you, mate. Right, hang on then. Kaysen wants me. Let's see if I can. Kaysen ask me a question, guys. Right. How can I avoid getting in a trade late because I'm waiting on moms? Ah, Kaysen. Right. Well, again, Kaysen. Look at the touches. Okay, let's have a look. So let's say momentum didn't appear when you touched here. In fact, I don't understand that, mate, because I know sometimes momentum comes late and the move's down, but if you're only looking for, like, you know, 5 or 10 pips, you must basically, that sounds like you'd be considering taking the EU up around about there, right? Because you've waited a full candle like that for the momentum to flash. It's not just about the EU, mate. Sometimes, you know, this DX here will flash, and that can be your entry. Or you'll get correlation, like if you look at the CADs now, you're getting both flashing, right? But that sometimes, you know, especially with the DX flashing there, can mean that the EU is going to go down. But I can't understand it. Normally, momentum flashes straight away, mate. That's it. Yeah, yeah. Anissa, Kaysen, look at what Anissa's put there. Sometimes you don't need the moms, okay? Because all you need is no signals against you and switch off the BB band, okay? You've got your story. The EU was down. So before you were taking it down, bouncing off orange lines, okay? There was no momentum, all right? But there's no signals against you apart from the 15-minute signal here, right? Which did its job. It took price to the 30-minute signal did its job, didn't it? But it took price to the orange line. No, don't do that, MT. I love the momentum. You scare everyone off. Oh, my throat. Oh. Oh, right. Okay. Right. Let's get back to trading. Where was we? Are you starting a revolution Monday? Eh? You rebelling against your masters? Right, there you go. Look, guys, come on, come on. Oops. I've got to show you this now. That this is just superb. This again, it's another superb one. Right, you had your 4-hour blue here on the G card. Someone said, "Will it take it to the 4-hour orange line?" It did. You can just see it's touched there. Sometimes they don't, right? But what they do, these signals, is take it to the time frame lower. Like the 1 hour. Look, bounced off or just pierced the 1 hour orange line, and bang. Oh yeah, just like a private men's club, MT. Yeah, we'll let Anissa come in though. Yeah, it was beautiful, MT. It's a beautiful, beautiful number 2. Again, it's all about. I know Monday. I think was it Friday? I think Friday, Monday said he was confused about someone saying this is a number 2, but there was a signal, something like that, down, and that's what Monday. That's what we mean about signals doing the job, right? This is basically what I've been speaking about today. That signal's job was to take price to the 1 hour orange line. It's done its job, and then basically what they were all talking about when you were a bit confused is that trade then becomes a number 2 trending trade. All right, the signal's just disappeared then, but it was a number 2 trade. Okay, Marky Mark, no worries, mate. Ergon, where have you been? Yeah, MB. But my point, MB, was which I was making earlier, right? Oh, you're in Thailand, are you? Nice one, mate. Yeah, I bet it's nice and warm there, isn't it? Chucking it down here all day, freezing. But the point I was making earlier, MB, is that they might do that. They might take price to the 4-hour orange line. But what they will do, what it absolutely almost 100% will do, is take price to the 1 hour orange line. You understand, MB? Yeah, it's not that windy here at the moment, but it is cold. It is cold, Anissa. Okay, mate. Uh, okay, Ice, just remember, mate, I hope you learned from that today. When you see those dailies, just, if you're going to go against them, wait for the ultimate. Wait for the 4-hour blue before you do anything against them, mate. Okay? Personally, I think I probably, until that 4-hour blue appeared, I wouldn't have taken that trade down. Again, you've got gorgeous. Again, look, guys, the 1 hour signal on the UCAD. Look what it did. Look where it took price. Look what it did. Watch, look, and remember what these signals do. Look on the EU. Look what the 4-hour signal did. Look what this 4-hour signal did here behind the bubble. It took price to the orange line. It's job done. It did its job. All right, so you need to watch, look, remember, okay? And if you see this as often as I have, you know where price is going. Did anybody take this, by the way, this EU down, trade down? Because there's a 15, I'm not sure when that appeared. Did it appear? MT did, yeah, there you go, you see, MT took it. MT nailed it. The G-cab, beautiful. Again, the setup again today, guys. The signals do the job. Wherever the signal, the 4-hour signal was, it took price to the 1 hour orange line, right? Okay, you can say on the UCAD it didn't, but the UCAD 1 hour signal took price to the 30-minute orange line. Okay, the EU 4-hour signal took price to the 1 hour orange line. The GU's not had a 4-hour signal today. Well, it has today, but not during our session. And in all honesty, apart from that earlier trade, it's been very messy. But I think there's a lot to the pound at the moment, with Brexit weighing heavily on it. Okay. Did anybody see that today? Mark Carney said that the pound can expect to stay volatile for a good while. Yeah, I know. As soon as he said it, I went, woohoo! That's like just printing money, isn't it? That'll do for me, MT. That and another term of Trump, I'm happy. Oh God, yeah. Look, that EU was gorgeous. It really was. The UCAD was gorgeous. The GCAD was gorgeous. But again, the point of me coming on today was to try and show you what these signals did. I'm so glad that after we had all the number twos earlier on, right, that you know, the number ones turned up, so I could show you exactly what happened. And this was the main reason for me coming on today, guys, was to show you, you know, what happens, what 4-hour signals do, what 1-hour signals do, you know, and so on. And you know, that for me, Badam, you trade them exactly the same way as you trade in here. Okay. The only difference is you don't have the momentum boxes, and I explain how to read momentum. Oh yeah, I forgot about the trial members. Trial members. Trial members. Trial members. Woo! Speaking to you. Come on, say hi. Hello. Zombie trial. Is there anybody else? Anyway, Zom. Right, listen, mate. Once it won't take you that long, but once you you know, see the videos, you learn a bit more, and once you've kind of understood, you know, what I've been talking about today, and once it all clicks, mate, then this is like printing money. This is like printing money. So, you know, if you need, if you, plus you've got all the, you know, the MTs who will help out anyway. So, if you're thinking about it, do what I did. I mean, looked at the review a couple of times, 3 times, I think it was, before I joined, and took the gamble and never looked back. Okay, Zam? And any other trial members that are in the room? EU HA cross for a second entry if you missed the first move off the HA signals. You mean here, DZ, where the green candle is? There. Oh, there. Right, I know what you mean. Right, quickly then, because MT wants to go for his tea. You mean the cross here? That one? Yeah. Right, okay. Right, guys. Great session today. Great session. You've seen today how I read the charts, the 1 and 4s, how I know where price is going. Okay, so how I know beforehand that my trades will win. Okay, so you know, I'll see you next time I'm on. Okay. All right, MT. You too, Anissa. Love you too.
I love this guy. I absolutely love the Jazz Fran. So calm, so sure of himself, so much confidence in the system. Unreal. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was the almighty Jazz Fran. The almighty Jazz Fran. For those of you that are new, Jazz Fran, master trader Jazz Fran, been here like 3 years. Out in the streets, practically. Out in the streets. Made himself and I think it should be over. And I hope you don't mind me saying this. Made himself over 80 million pounds in this room over the last 3 years, guys. All right, and he's not the only one. He's not the only one that's killing it, absolutely killing it. All right, this is where dreams come true. Okay, if you've got some patience to learn, okay, and just hang around with some of the most beautiful people in the world, okay, are right here in this room, willing to give you a hand, willing to take your hand and slowly but surely showing you the ropes of how to trade the Forex. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed your session. Okay, hopefully I'll see you again. All right, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Monday left me some nice messages, guys. Monday is he goes, man, I got this. I now got this. He took over 100 pips, or at least 100 pips on 3 trades today, Monday. Monday is absolutely on fire. Okay? It was great. It was a beautiful, well, we started off with a strong trend. Okay, guys, remember, we've said this all the time. Whenever you have a strong, significant trend, okay, you really have to be patient enough to wait for reversals, because reversals are they're a little tougher, okay, when the trend is so dominant. And that's what we saw all day. I mean, we had a strong trend, and the signals, the number ones, did its job, and then boom, back down she goes on the trend. This is an almighty trend here, guys. All right, so very hard for you to go against the strong trend. Always remember that. Whenever we tell you in the room that this is too much of a strong trend on certain pairs, okay, make sure you trade the trend more than anything else, because the trend is really your best friend. Okay, so let me check something here before I go. Okay, all right. Oh. Okay, very good. Okay, BT Stu, thank you so much. Mr. Panama telling me the signals are damn accurate. Yes, they are accurate signals, guys. Best in the industry. Best in the industry. It really is, guys. Now, did I see them all? I didn't see all the signals that are out there, guys. But every time I do, you know, every time I take a little walk around to see what's out there, my God, you guys are blessed. You guys are so freaking blessed in this room. All you got to really do is figure out arrows. You try and go somewhere else, guys. Try and go somewhere else and say, listen, I want to learn how to trade. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's like, really? All that? I need to know all that? There's Curious is killing it. 15. He says, thanks for putting the 15-minute signals back. He got 63 pips today. It's on just okay, very good. Okay, BT. Good job, man. Appreciate that. Okay, guys. Arrivederci. Hasta la vista. Au revoir. MT is out.